one of the fans who was super excited to have you back messaged us when we said we were going to have you on the podcast, Mark.
It was a bizarre request, but let's just hypothetically say he got your face tattooed on his leg. Would you sign it?
100% I would sign, but I would
right?
I would also say that's a crazy guy.
That's
Welcome back to the DOOP presented by Subaru, where we get to know your favorite players off the pitch. I'm Sage Hurley. Over there, that's Mark. We'll get to him in a little bit. And we have the pleasure of having Kai Wagner in the studio today. Welcome, Kai.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. So you're coming off of a bye weekend. You got a little rest and relaxation. How was that?
Really nice. Finally spent some more time with the family after all these away games. So I think everybody enjoyed it. Me especially enjoyed it a little bit. Time off in Florida on the beach, so it was good.
What does relaxation typically look like for you?
I mean, I think everybody knows it with kids. It's a little bit different with kids. You just run around, but we had a nice water park with it. So the kids were just running around the water park. Me and Jenny could just relax a little bit, enjoy time, spend some time with friends, spend some time with Jacob in the Everglades. So that's my time what I can enjoy, but no time off.
I saw that picture of you and Jacob in the Everglades with your families. Were you on one of those alligator boats?
Yeah, we did the airboat. So that was kind of fun because the kids really liked it. It was a pretty speedy boat. Saw a bunch of alligators. It was the first time for the kids that we did something like this. So we really enjoyed it.
Whose idea was that?
Mine. I was texting Jacob already earlier because I did it a couple of years ago with my dad already.
Oh, okay.
So but there we didn't do the airboat. We did a smaller speedboat where you just drove a little bit around there. But now this time we did this airboat, so it was really fun.
What did the kids think of all the alligators?
Yeah, I mean you should just have seen their faces all the time. They were just smiling. Jacob's little one, he's 1 year old now, so he was just sitting on there with a wide smile all the time. So
just like Jacob.
Of course. I mean, but my kids, Amelia, and they enjoyed it too, so it was really fun.
That sounds awesome. And it wasn't just Jacob you met up with while you were in Florida. You were hanging out with Julian Gressel and his family.
Yeah.
How do you guys know each other?
We just like the Germans in the league. We just speak a lot. I have good connections with Hani Mukhtar too, but Julian, he's living in Miami, so we just always said, we want to connect with each other. Last year's didn't work out because we always had a Wednesday game, so it was just that we spoke with each other and said, yeah, just come over. So they spent the day in the water park with us, so it was fun. So
is relaxation a little different when you haven't lost a regular season game yet?
Nah, I mean, it's just you have to take how it goes. Everybody knows me. When I come home with my family, I completely shut down the sports side. I mean, you never can shut it down completely, but I try to shut it down as much as I can. Doesn't matter if it's working out good in the moment, but a lot of people know me also when it's not working good. If we lose games, then it's not good to talk with me too.
How do you shut that part off, though? Because it is a big part of your day, and it's a big part of your weekend, big part of your year, your life. How do you turn that off, that competitive spirit, that focus on the game? Because you're very locked in. Yeah. Nah, I mean, you just get used to it, since the kids are born, it's just up for me the whole time. I had the time here where the seasons went better the whole time, for the club, for myself too. So I think the kids helped me a lot, and that's I think the step what you have to do, just to take a little bit time off with the kids too, enjoy the time with them. I mean, for me it's I come home, the kids come home from daycare, and then it's soccer the whole time already for me. Both kids are playing in a team already, so both kids are going to practice all the time. So yeah, that's where I spend my time. I was going to ask you if they were playing soccer yet. I'm not surprised that they are. So are you the kind of dad on the sideline that's coaching and yelling onto the field, or are you more of a sit back and relax and just let them play? No, in the moment I'm more like the guy with Liam. He's in his second season already. He's playing with older kids. They're all 5, 6 already, so I just let him enjoy his time a little bit. I mean, you see that he has a lot of skills already. You see that he has a lot of practice with me and also my wife already, in the backyard. So for him it's more just kick the ball around, but you don't see often the age difference. So that's what makes me really, really proud.
And like my little one, Levi, he just started to go like to soccer shots. That's like in Forhees where I'm coming from. Just like a small group, like the kids are 2-3 years old. They just get used to the ball and like, but you see that he's like already like a step ahead and stuff like this. So for me, it's like I go always with him there to soccer shots. My wife is going with Liam then like to tennis. Like he's doing tennis too. So we try to learn them like more sports, like more things to like practice on. So like the skill set and all the stuff, so that he gets like better in each step.
So they're playing tennis too, a little bit.
Yeah, just Liam. Like he started now. He's like Levi always want to go, but we have to calm him a little bit down. He always thinks like he's like the same age like Liam already, but nah, he's like still young and like he starts now with all the sports. So
why did you choose tennis for Liam?
We just had like my wife when she was younger, like she played a lot of tennis. Her dad played a tennis. So like when he was here, we just got like some tennis sticks, or me and my wife often like go when we have a day off, like play some pickleball or something.
Oh yeah.
So then we just have the rackets at home, and then the kids just take and want to play all the time. And then my father-in-law was here, and then he just like showed him and then Liam said, "Dad, I want to go to tennis practice." I said, "Okay, that's fine."
That's awesome, and having those multiple sports is good. Good for a kid, especially.
Of course, I mean it's all about reaction and stuff like this. So for them, it's like easy to learn. Like Liam is pretty good in like sports already. I'm like really proud of, because like some kids, you know, like if you're like a soccer player, you want your kid also to be one. But I let them choose what they want so far. But like if they follow my steps, it's good.
Mark has 2 little girls at home, and he's trying to get them into the soccer world a little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him into ticket sales and podcasting. It's a little different. But no, it's fun. It's the same thing, right? The kids at home, they see me watching soccer, coming to work the games, and they want to come to the games as well. Took them to a Union 2 game on Sunday afternoon. It was a nice afternoon. Loved it. So I'm sure they'll be out to more Union games, so they'll be cheering you on.
What did you think of the Union 2 game?
It's great. It was great. I think they're getting more and more people there, and the crowds are growing, and it was a fun time. Yeah, it was good.
So family, obviously, really important to the both of you, and your little boys are starting soccer young, just like you did. And for you, that was because of your mother. She played soccer, right?
Yeah, my mother was growing up playing soccer, so that's where I followed her footsteps. I mean, it's a little bit like unusual probably, because like women's soccer is just getting bigger and bigger. Like here in the States, it's already really big, but in Germany it just grows now. Like the ages are also getting lower and lower, that like young kids already start. So just followed my mother's footsteps, and I think she got me pretty good.
So it was uncommon for someone like your mother to be playing soccer then, if it was just growing in Germany at the time?
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, they were not. I not even know if it was like still like split teams or something. You know that like boys and girls were playing together, or like it was just a girls team. But she showed me like a lot of skills and stuff like this when I was younger. But like I was straight starting when I was 2-3 years, starting to kick the soccer ball at home. Like my kids even started earlier now. So like it's just footstep by footsteps.
Well, your kids don't even have a choice. There's soccer balls everywhere they turn.
Yeah, but it's not my choice. I mean, you just go to the store and they see like a soccer ball and you have to buy it, you know?
I mean, it'd be crazy if you didn't. So what's your first memory of soccer when you were a little kid growing up?
Just like you just came home from like daycare, school, straight went out in the backyard. I mean, it was still like the time when I got a little bit older, like you just got home, got your water bottle, went like straight out with like all your friends like to the soccer pitch. I mean, in my hometown, the soccer pitch were like all full, because the pitch was like just like there were like the hills from the molds and stuff like this. So you just had to go around and stuff like this. But I think that's what like made like some people already like better, because you have to prepare like for each pitcher. So it is here like 2 probably. So for me, it was just like play soccer, like football the whole time. So.
And then your first club was the club your mom actually played for, Launcey.
Mm-hmm.
So what was that like, playing for your hometown club?
I mean, it was perfect, you know. Like for me, it was like just 5 minutes always with the car. My mother always drove me. It was like just twice a week training or something. So for me, it was like also like training, and then like the games on the weekend. I started to play like really early, like with older guys too already. So like 2 years older and stuff like this. So that what made me tougher and stuff like this. So for me, it was just like go out there having fun. Had like the tournaments on the weekend, like traveled all over Austria, Switzerland, and all the stuff.
Wow.
where you really have to say you're also like really proud of your parents too, that they made like all the stressful stuff and stuff like this with you too, to drive everywhere with the car. I mean, it was all my friends from school who played with me, so it was like just growing up with this. And then you always thought like they play like hobby league where my brother is now playing. So I really love to go like there still always, because like memories still coming up and stuff like this, because when you were younger you were saying, okay, you really want to play that, like just in the hobby league, you know. And
what
then
is hobby league?
Hobby league is just like the guys, they practice probably once a week, play their game on Sunday, get like probably 15 beers after the game, and that's it.
I want to be part of a hobby league. That sounds awesome. Your brother does that now?
Yeah, but he skips the beers a little bit.
So that's really fun, and that's kind of what you grew up being around.
Yeah.
But when did you realize, hey, I can probably go really far with this sport? Like, I might be able to go pro.
So for me, it was like I moved like with 13 to like a bigger club already, SSV Ulm. They play now in the third league. They're first in the third league. Hopefully they go up now to the second league. So for me, it was with 13 that my parents had to do even more traveling. Like all the away games were like probably 2.5 hours away already. So like that was the first little steps where you were thinking, okay, hopefully I can make it like later on and stuff like this. But then with 15, 16, I went like to like a squad. It was like the best 16 players of like the area and stuff like this, where you always had to go out like for out of the school like for 3 days. So that's what like the teachers didn't like of me, because I wasn't that good. I really have to say I wasn't that good in school at these days, because I was like so often, it was like every 2-3 weeks where I just skipped like 3 days of school. So I went out there, played like tournaments like in whole Germany there. So that was like the first steps what I thought I can make it. But then like with 17 I got like a little bit of hole where I went to Augsburg, got like a small injury where I couldn't recover anymore. Missed home a lot because the first time out of your home and stuff like this. And then, yeah, it was just like a step, and I went back to Ulm, and then I realized, okay, I'm playing now in the 5th league, I can make it. And then everything went really fast with me.
Yeah, everything did go really fast, especially how you came to Major League Soccer, came to Philadelphia. I know you mentioned it was January and you were trying to figure out your next step, and there might have been another MLS club involved. How did you decide that Philadelphia was the right move when you had another offer on the table?
I mean, it's never that easy, you know. Like, I was really young at this time. I was like 21, so like at this time I just thought, hopefully I can move like a league higher in Germany. But like at this time it was hard, because like the old club wanted to have like some money from me, and like the second league clubs, they more prepare like for summer moves and stuff like this, and it was still winter. So like you said, I got a call from like another MLS club. Didn't work out. Ernst Tanner called my agent at this time and like invited us straight to Philly. And like I always said, I've traveled to Florida, like to Philadelphia straight, looked at the stadium, looked like at the facilities and stuff like this, went like to Florida to meet Jim and all this stuff, and never left America again and just stayed in Florida. And yeah, that's how it worked.
That's so crazy. So you came from Germany, then you came to Philly, quickly looked at the stadium, you said, this is the right place for me, then you're immediately at preseason. That's a big transition really fast. How did you adjust to moving to a whole new country and also adjust to a new playing style, new teammates, new coaches? Everything is new.
I think a big help at this time for me was Jenny too, because I was with her together already like for 3 years. So like I just asked her, are you ready for a big move to America? And she said, yes, no problem. I follow you wherever you want. And that was like the thing already for me, what I think a lot of people struggling if they go to another country like so far away from home and then they're alone. It's like for me, I was straight together with Jenny. Like we had our apartment together. We had like the whole time together and stuff like this. And she just like pushed me at the beginning. And then it was just like that. It was so easy for me. The guys like just at this time just helped me to get like used to the style and stuff like this. I mean, it was preseason, so it's a little bit easier because it was beginning of the preseason. So I straight got into the team. We had like a little bit of a rough start, but then like we kept going, and then everything followed.
Since then, you've really established yourself as a key to this team's success. This has been quite the journey for you, and all the while you've had your family with you. And I know you told me a couple of weeks ago, Jenny had one of your children during COVID when you were able to be at home with them. How important is your family throughout all of this?
I feel like I always say it, like family is like number one priority for me. Like family always helps you when you are in a big hole. Family helps like when you have a bad day. Just to see the kids, Jenny at home, like smiling and making fun, like all this stuff. I think everybody knows who has kids probably, like they're also tough days, you know, like there's not just easy days, but like just like to have the kids around you every day is like just a privilege what you can have, and like just makes every day better. So I think like, yeah, that's like the biggest factor for me.
So together your family has really found community in South Jersey where you're living now. The neighborhood. I have to ask about the neighborhood. You talk about them all the time. You bring such a large crew of people to every home game. You're always running around with a bunch of kids, your friends' kids. What is the neighborhood? Who are the people in the neighborhood, and what do they mean to you?
It's unbelievable. We never thought like that we could like have such like a big friendship, because I was always like a really closed up guy at the beginning and stuff like this. I never let like somebody go on to me, because I thought it's all like distractions and stuff like this. But since we moved to the neighborhood, it's like just like really nice people. We just came there, people were already in front of our door. They not even knew that I'm a soccer player, so they just asked, you guys need help and stuff like this. So I think how friendly they were at the beginning, and then it's like all about like the kids' ages, what they have. Like all the kids are the same age like my kids, so like we have every afternoon probably like 15 to 20 kids in our front yard or in the backyard, so it is just like a whole mess often. But then it's on the other side, it's like a lot of fun. And yeah, like you said, they always ask like if they can come to the games. I can probably have every game like 15, 20 guys. Wow. They not even had like something to do like with football. Right now they more like the football guys than they go to like the Eagles games or the Phillies games and stuff like this. So I really turned like the things around, and that really makes me proud too.
So the people in your neighborhood, they're really getting used to soccer for the first time then too. So that's been new for them, and they've really enjoyed it?
I mean, from the neighborhood already 4 guys play in Liam's team now.
Oh, wow.
They never had like something to do like with football before. And then like our neighbor, they have a really big bakery in New Jersey, the Sweet Eats Bakery. So it's like for them, they also like, her son is 10 years old. It's like almost like mine and Jenny's own son almost. Like he's coming to every home game too, because the parents have to work. So he's coming with us to the home games too. So it really feels like something is coming and something really big is going on there too.
That's amazing that your children have found such good friends as well. So what are they doing out in the front yard? Kicking around soccer balls, riding bikes? What are they doing?
It's often they begin like with their like electro cars, you know, like just drive around. We probably have like 8 electro cars driving around. So like I always move my car straight, because I know one guy will straight bump in the car, so you just have to take the cars out of the way. And then after a while we just go back in the backyard. Then they do like 2 teams, play around, catch a lot, fight a lot and all this stuff, play on the play set and jump on the trampoline. So yeah, that's our day.
So this neighborhood, I know there was a little bit of uncertainty about what your next step was going to be in this past off season. What was it like to tell them, I'm staying and I'm staying for a while, and then buy the house that you were living in?
I mean, it was crazy because like nobody knew it. Like everybody was texting me day by day. Do you have new news? Do you have any news? We just want you back and all this stuff. And I think that also helped me a lot with my decision too. So like we knew that we were like invited to a wedding in Punta Cana from our neighbors. So we just made the agreement with Ernst or with the union that like we will stay in Philadelphia, and then next day we just flew to Punta Cana, and like they were already our neighbors, like the bride and her husband, and they were just like, they were crying. They were really like crying, and that made us like emotional too. And then I turned around to Jenny and said, yeah, that was the right decision.
Wow, that makes me emotional just hearing how much it meant to you and the people around you, and to find people that you didn't know before and you didn't know anything coming into the United States, who you were far away from your family, to find people who are so happy that you stayed is really special. And it wasn't just them who were so happy that you were staying. A lot of our fans were truly so excited to have you back. What does it mean to have had their support throughout the entire process?
A lot. I mean, the fans they always had my back. I mean, last year what was going on, that made me really proud. What the chants in the stadium all the time, I think that was like a big factor too, that I really want to stay in Philly. It was, like I always say, it was never about the money. I just want to have like the right fit for myself, because it was like right now an age where I really had to say, do I make the step back to Europe, or I stay like here and enjoy the time with the family, get like finally hopefully like an MLS Cup with the Union. And I just said, we were 2022 so close to like to win the MLS Cup. We just want to repeat it. I spoke with Andre a lot, like how much it would mean to him and stuff like this with Alle. So I just, that was a big decision for me, and I made the right decision.
So now you're in this season and you're with this team. You have a couple new players, a lot of players returning. You guys are very comfortable with each other. Do you see that could be something that happens this year?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we all know that we will have a tough summer too, with like a lot of players what we will miss and stuff like this. But we showed it in Portland that we have like a team who can also like compete when like some of the players are missing. So I think like how we competed there in Portland made myself like a lot of more trust for like the season what we have ahead. But on the other side, I still think like that we still should make like a couple more key additions to the team. So just to strengthen the team a little bit more and get like through the summer, I think then we have a good chance.
So one of the fans who was super excited to have you back messaged us when we said we were going to have you on the podcast. Mark,
it was a bizarre request, but let's just hypothetically say he got your face tattooed on his leg. Would you sign it?
100% I would sign, but I would
right?
I would also say that's a crazy guy.
That's I won't say who it was, but if he gets your face on his leg, he's going to come and show it. You got to sign it.
That makes me also like really proud, that I got like into a club where the club gave me so much and stuff like this. The fans gave me so much that somebody would do this, because normally I could understand if you do like a Ronaldo tattoo and stuff like this, but like
it's a Kai
Wagner tattoo would be like special.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so if the Philadelphia Union win the 2024 MLS Cup, let's say this guy gets his tattoo on whatever, his arm, his leg, you're going to sign it?
100%.
All right, lock it in. Remember this moment. That's awesome. So being in Philadelphia, not just the Union has been a special time for you, but the other sports teams, you've really gotten to go to Eagles games, Phillies games. I know you have a little bit of a friendship with Boston Scott.
Yeah.
Did you know anything about football before you came to Philadelphia?
No, not at all. Like for me, it was more that like in the off season or like in the preseason when we were still training in Philly, my family was like still home, so I hang out with Leon a lot. And Leon like was really early in football already, so for me it was just like that we played a lot of Madden together. So I got a little bit to the rules and stuff like this, and then just like to go all the games, and like Leon showed me like a lot of rules, explained me a lot of rules. So that made me really love to go now, and like especially now the friendship with Boston too. I think he's also a guy who comes often to the games and stuff like this.
How did the two of you get connected?
With Alle.
Okay.
Me and Ale were just like hanging around, and then Boston came, and then we just met each other, and then we went a couple of times out for dinner with Ale too, so yeah.
Oh, that's nice. And you've become such a big Eagles fan that this year when we were in preseason, you went to the Eagles-Buccaneers game in the playoffs. Not the best result. That was tough.
It was a tough loss, but like I'm also like a big fan of always like to see different stadiums, different atmospheres and stuff like this. I mean, it was cool stadium with like the pirate ship like there in the stadium and stuff like this. I mean, we couldn't get the win, but on the other side, it's always good like to see this team playing, and I think like hopefully this year they will show like a lot of more or hopefully get like a lot of more wins and stuff like this, that they can go all the way again. I mean, everybody knows this year 2022 was not the best for Philadelphia, so hopefully that we all can do it next year again, or this year.
So you mentioned Leon. You go to a lot of games with him, and he's German. And then there's another German in the mix, Oliver. Do you think it was helpful for Oliver when he comes into this new team as a rookie to have two other Germans to kind of help him guide through the first couple of months here?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Ollie came to preseason in Florida already, and then I straight got him into myself. I went to him and said, yeah, if you need anything, just let me know and all this stuff. Then Leon's injury came. He was a little bit away from the team, so me and Ollie got like really close together. We also like do like some PlayStation games all the time in the evening and stuff like this. Hang around often. The Leon's girlfriend and Ollie's girlfriend and Jenny, they met each other now a couple times.
That's
so
nice.
It's really cool.
Do you see a little bit of yourself in him? Obviously, he's not coming straight from Germany, but just a guy who's not super familiar with the area, coming here, getting involved in a new team, around the same age you were when you first got here.
Yeah, I see a little bit myself, but it's a little bit different. Like you said, he came already from America. He got used to it already a little bit more. But I think like how you see how he just stepped in the first game in the home opener already and just like didn't care who's around him, was probably never played in front of like 20,000 fans before and just played his game. Played now a lot of other games, played in Atlanta probably in front of like 45,000. For me it was also like when I came to the stadiums, for me it was also that like I never had like that many like people in the stadiums before. But for me, I talked with him already last week that he said he can also just shut it out, like he just like blends all the fans out and just plays his game, focus on the game. And that's what I do too, because I mean you have to focus on yourself. There you can prepare the best. And yeah, I'm really happy for him, proud of him, how he's doing all this stuff. And like I think a lot of fans are already really proud to have like a second goalkeeper behind Andre already.
And especially one that can come right off the bench, come cold off the bench and get in the game and do a really good job. Did you have any advice for him when he was in those moments where he's called upon and he wasn't really expecting to have to go into the game?
I mean, before the home opener, I just told him, just like stay focused, don't try to do like too much, play simple and just play your game, and you know what you're capable of. So like he did it, he played it now all the other games. For me, sometimes as a player it's probably different because you have like 10 other players, but for a goalie it's like you have to be straight there, like you can't do any mistakes. If you do mistakes you concede a goal. So I really have to say I'm really proud of him, how he handled everything, every stress situation too. So yeah.
And he has you on defense along with the rest of your crew. Do you think that helped him, knowing he had a team that really wants him to do well and backing him up right in front of him, protecting him in goal?
Yeah, 100%. I think like everybody knows that we have a very experienced defensive line now with like a lot of games under our belt already, like also for the union. We played now a couple of years all together. So I think that also helped him, that there are like not that many shots on goal, and the shots which are on goal he saves easily. So like I think that really helps him to have like all our players in front. So yeah.
So speaking of Leon and Ollie, you got to bring them to the Oktoberfest in Philadelphia next year. So in the fall, you and Jim were the guests of honor at the Brauhaus Schmidt's Oktoberfest at the Armory. What did you think of that? I loved it.
I loved it too. I mean, the owner invited me the last couple of years already too, but it was always like the day before a game or the day where we had the game. So like this year I was really happy that I finally could go and meet him and like did like the Oktoberfest, and I was really, really surprised. Like it was like really fun. There was German music, there was good food. Like all the people were like dancing on the tables and on the chairs a little bit, so it was like really fun. And I told Ollie and Leon to like this year, like when we have the time, we have to really go there.
It was really cool to see everyone was wearing like authentic lederhosen and drindle and dancing, and they had the band and the food. I remember you were giving your kids a little bit of the food. What did they think of it?
They love it. Like we have like a German meat store here where we often go and stuff like this. It's like in Philadelphia.
Oh, really?
And there we get German food, like German meat and stuff like this. So they love it. They eat it at home too, like when we are with my parents and stuff like this. So yeah, they liked it.
Where's the German food place that you go to?
I think it's all the way up in North Philly. Okay. It's like 45 minutes away from us, but we try to do it like once a month because you can like freeze sometimes stuff and stuff like this. So yeah.
I thought that whole event was so cool, and I've been going for a couple years actually before we went in the fall, because we came to capture that moment. But I thought that was really fun, and I'm definitely going to go for all the years.
Nah, you should go one time to Germany and try the real one.
I want to. I mean, soccer, obviously our season goes right during October, but if it ever works out, that is one of my like top. You've obviously been to Oktoberfest in Germany then?
Different ones. Like I went to the real Oktoberfest in Munich, but there's also a nice one called Frühlingsfest in Stuttgart. that's where I was a little bit closer. That's where I went like when I was younger with my friends always. So yeah.
That is one of my top places that I want to go. So we're talking all these people, whether it's Julian Gressel, Jacob Glesnes, the guys on the team, your neighborhood people. Those are all friends that really became family to you. There's another one I have to ask you about, Charlotte. Charlotte has become like family to you. You two were connected through the union, and you've really been supporting her throughout her entire pediatric cancer journey. At the game a couple of weeks ago, when she was the drum striker celebrating the end of her chemotherapy treatment, what did that mean to you to be side by side with her and watch her hit that big milestone?
Yeah, I think I was not that often in my life emotional like I was on this day. Like I really like thought the whole day about it, how she handled like all the situations, what she had to go through, all the different chemos, what she had to go through, about like Alice, her mother, what she had to go through all this time, and then just to spend like this day to ring the bell in the hospital already was like very emotional, but to then do it like in front of like 20,000 fans in the stadium where I met her like almost on the same spot, I think that was one of the proudest moments I really have to say in my career, and also one of the happiest moments in my career.
And why is it so important for you to give back to the community, not just Charlotte, but you're constantly getting involved with all the different events that our community relations teams puts on, and you're really involved in showing these kids that you really care? Why is that important to you?
I think it's just like that you have your own kids at home, and then you always want to have like that kids feel like really comfortable. So that's why I'm like really like close to like a lot of kids, and I think I really have really good connections to a lot of kids too, and that's why I just want to give back, because like I have the life what I ever dreamed of, but like some kids, they really want to have the life what they want to dream of. And so I did last year, I've a little girl named Kenzie. We were invite her to like Disneyland to give her like the surprise and see how emotional she was at this day, because she always wanted to go to Disney, and then just gave her like the envelope and see her face, her parents' face and her sister's face. I think that was something else. And I'm really open for this. I always told Ali, if you have anything where you need me, I will always be there. I will always have the time, and yeah.
And did you ever think when you were younger playing soccer that the sport would open up this whole new world of people other than just players on the pitch? You're meeting all different people and kids and families. Did you ever think it would bring you to this kind of community?
Not really, because like in Germany I was still like playing like in smaller clubs where we didn't had like this stuff going with like communities. I think it's like way bigger here in America with all this stuff. So I think like that's what got me really used to it and really got me into it. So I think I would really wish that in Germany it also got like a little bit more going. I also like talked with like a couple guys already down there that you guys really should do something like this. So I think there's probably thinking about them too, but I try to do it like in Germany too, to go like to hospitals, give like them Christmas presents and stuff like this. I know that Jose is doing it in Venezuela always too. So I think that what really shows like a character of like a lot of guys and shows like how really people are.
Do you think that has something to do with this team and who they are and who you encourage each other to be?
I think about the team and also like around the whole staff around, like Ellie and all the people who are involved in that, Erica, are like really people who really want to do something for the community too. And I think the union should be really proud to have like people like Ellie, Erica, Amanda, and like all the people who are involved there. So I think, yeah, they can be really happy to have people like them.
And there's another event that you're working on planning right now. You, Leon, and Oliver, I believe it is, are starting to plan a soccer clinic in New Jersey, and with some of the proceeds going towards pediatric cancer. Where did that idea come from?
It came from me straight from the beginning. I said, if we want to do something like this, I want to give something back to the community too. It's not just like about like cancer, what we were saying and all this stuff. I think everybody knows now with Alice and Charlotte that I got like a little bit closer to these things too, and I went like with Rafa last year to like the summer camp there for like the cancer kids. So like I straight said to them, if we do that, we will give some money to like the guys, to like the children, to get like them a better camp, to get like them to do all the treatments and all this stuff. And they said, yeah, straight from the beginning, yeah, we will do this 100%.
And everything you're doing in the community has really got the attention of the fans. They love you not just for what you do on the field, but also what you're doing on the community. And those fans submitted quite a few questions for you for the podcast today. Actually, the most questions that anyone has gotten for their podcast. And right after this break, we will get into those questions with Mark. So we'll be right back.
Subaru has teamed up with the Philadelphia Union and Greater Philadelphia area Subaru retailers to make a difference in our community and at Subaru Park. Together, we've helped hundreds of pets get adopted at the stadium. At Subaru Park, we've grown and donated thousands of servings of fresh organic produce to area food banks and helped give kids in our community access to the game they love. Together, Subaru and the Philadelphia Union are making a difference. Subaru, more than a car company.
We're back, and we have a lot of questions for Kai. We'll start with Mark.
Yeah, so we sent out the questions, or asked for the questions, and like Sage said, we got a lot back all through Instagram. Chris Pungo wants to know, what's your favorite thing in the U.S. or Pennsylvania that reminds you of home?
I always say it's like tough for me to compare like America with Germany, because like all the things are different, restaurants are different, and all this stuff. For me, it's like hard to compare it. I always say like the difference. Like for me, the biggest difference is I love American people way more than I love German people, because I think they're way more friendly. So that's what we really love about this country. But like to compare with each other, I think that's a really tough one.
Okay,
cool.
So there was a bunch of questions about food. So we touched on it a little bit a little while ago. Oliver even asked, and I don't want to butcher how I say this, but how often do you eat spätzle with sauce? Did I say that right?
No, spätzle.
Spätzle with sauce.
I eat this pretty often because my kids like it too. It's like just like a different type of like pasta.
Yep.
So like we eat it pretty often at home. We always wait for like the people who are visiting us that they bring like our special brown sauce from Germany.
Yep.
So like in 2 weeks we get another visitor, so we can't wait for this time.
There you go.
Who's coming to town?
Jenny's friend.
Oh, nice.
So they always bring us stuff, but the spätzle you can always get at Wegmans and stuff like this. So.
Yep. And so then what is your favorite place to eat in Philly? Do you go the German food route, or is there something else?
No, I stay with the American, and I think Philadelphia has a lot of like really good restaurants. I could not like really say one, but if I would choose one now, it's Budokan, where I really go.
Okay.
That's a good place.
Nice.
Their edamame dumplings are so good.
We are more fans of the bao buns.
The bao buns? Jury's still out on bao buns for me. I'm still deciding if I like them or not. Leon Flock had a question too.
They were asking me the whole time, when is this podcast finally dropping and all this stuff. Now I exactly know why.
Now you know why.
And his wasn't even a question. Well, it kind of is. He said, why is his German so bad?
Because I probably speak more American, like English than German, but I don't think my German is bad. So
he's just messing with you, I think. You just wait. When they get on the podcast, you'll have some questions for them,
I will have some good ones probably for him.
From Sheila Gruska on Instagram, do you have a favorite hype song?
Yeah, but like it's tough to say because it's like my German songs what I always on the way to the games or like on the way in the car I always like listen to my exactly same music the whole time. I have like my playlist.
Yep.
So it's like a lot of like German rap and stuff like this. So it's like tough to say, but like if I would choose like my favorite American song, or like my favorite American artist, it's probably Morgan Wallen in the moment.
Okay.
And that has nothing to do with rap, like everybody knows probably.
We asked Julian the same question, and he just went on this tangent about how the homegrowns, they have a horrible taste in music. Do you agree, or do you like their taste?
I just really have to say the music in the locker room from Mbaiso and Martinez are horrible, and I can't hear their songs anymore because I listened to them now since like probably 6 years since Mbaiso and like 4 years now with Martinez. So I
So
think
your
we
own
just
AirPods in and don't have to worry
nah,
about
just
it.
leave the locker room
There,
straight.
that works too. That works too.
I'm thinking we should make a playlist. Every player has to submit like 1 or 2 songs, and then see what happens.
I think it wasn't it the last couple of years in the stadium always that like when your like name came up and stuff like this that like that
did your
their
own
song was
song.
going on or something
That's a
like
good
this.
question.
But
I don't know if we do that, but we should.
that's maybe something where we can go back to.
Yeah.
I think that would be funny. I think we would get a lot of interesting
Yeah, it depends. Like
song requests.
Like baseball players have their walkout
Yeah.
song. They come up to, what would yours be?
If you had a walk-up song like baseball. Oh, that's a good
I mean, the
question.
problem is like the music. I have like one where I drive to the games because there are my kids in the car, but I have also one where like I'm on away games and I have my headphones in, and then like that's different. So
It's a little bit different.
I have to think about a little bit about this because you can't listen to every song in the stadium.
That's right.
Okay, Niche Nurse wants to know if you have any game day routines, like superstitions.
Yeah, I have like I always just get like breakfast with the kids and all the stuff, and then like I just watch like soccer in the morning, do like the Bundesliga, Premier League, and all this stuff, and then I have my nap often like with the kids together, and then like right before the game, it's always that I put like my left shin guard and my left shoe before I take my right ones on. So I think that's like my game day.
Is that
thing,
because
or
you're
like
a left back?
no, I think it's just like I started to do it and then I just get like really used to it, and now it's like just like a motion what I do like straight, like you're not even thinking about it, you just do it. So
Yeah, I think that makes sense. As a left back, let's go back to the soccer side of things. This is from Eli Kerr on Instagram. Who do you look up to as a left back, and who do you try and model and style your game after?
I think always when somebody was asking me who I looked up to, it was not a left back, it was always Bastian Schweinsteiger, because he was like his composure on the ball was like so smooth, and like he had the vision like of like a lot of people say like Toni Kroos is more probably like a player who has like the vision all over the field and stuff like this. But if I would choose like a left back, was always like David Alaba from Real Madrid now.
Yep.
I think when he played at Bayern, he was a pretty good left back. He was really good at it. But like I think often as a player, you always have to create your own style, because like you can look what they do, but like some players are faster, some players are slower, so you always have to create your own style.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you get to play against Schweinsteiger when he
Yes.
was in MLS?
Yes, and there was just a question today where it says like which jersey you always want to have, and I said Schweinsteiger, and then I have it in my locker room, so
There you go.
really happy about that.
Oh wow, you already did your ideal jersey swap then.
that was I think one of the also best moments of my career to play against him, because everybody knows like Schweinsteiger is one of the biggest German players ever.
Absolutely.
So I think to had like a chat with him after the game when he played in Chicago, and was really cool, and to get his jersey to it was like
Yeah.
So the next question leads into that, sort of. Henry_Sleesman wants to know, what was your favorite football team in Germany?
it was always Schalke. Like I grew up being a Stuttgart fan, and then I really moved early to Schalke, because I think like the emotions from the fans, the whole stadium is like just incredible, like how loud it is in the stadium. And then with 18 I moved to Schalke, played there just for 1 year, but I think that was like a big step of my career, what also made me really proud to wear like the badge, what you always were dreamed of and stuff like this. At the end it didn't work out, but always like I always supported Schalke. Now they have a little bit of a rough time, but hopefully they go up again.
Do you still follow those teams?
Yeah, 100%.
That's awesome.
And so our last question is going to be in honor of Union Yards opening up this Saturday, our nice new tailgate space out there. Hopefully you've checked it out already.
I think you guys are
No,
coming.
we will do
I
it
think
tomorrow.
You guys are
Oh,
coming.
tomorrow. Yeah, we're doing it tomorrow, right. This is from Karsten the Goat. Is German beer better than American beer? And do you have a favorite beer or drink of choice? If you're allowed to drink it, we won't tell the training staff.
No, like I can answer this. I'm not a beer drinker at all. Like if I would drink a beer, it would just be like a Corona or something.
Okay.
But like I'm not a big beer drinker.
Yep.
So I could not like really answer this question if like American beer is better than German beer, because like my last beer was probably like 8 years ago. So
Gotta stay in shape. Gotta stay fit.
Well, Union Yards, if you are a beer drinker, it's opening up on Saturday ahead of the game, and it'll be a really cool space. There'll be a whole room with signed booths from all the players, a giant bar. It's going to be like a beer hall, like a German beer hall is what it was modeled after. And I think it'll be a really cool thing to come to before and after games, and I think it'll be an awesome space. So there will be beer around.
Hopefully,
Lots
for
of
all
it.
the player, for all the guys.
Okay, so another question someone asked. Sorry, Mark. I just wasn't done my questions yet. What is this? C. Donnelly17 wants to know, what's your favorite beach in New Jersey? And I also want to know this because I think I saw you post from Ocean City, New Jersey before. Is that your favorite? What's your favorite?
That's funny because on the way here, I just spoke to Kylie about it, and she told me a couple more options because I always went like to Ocean City, the beach there, because like our neighbors, they have the house there. So always when we have Sunday, Monday off, we always went there to enjoy it a little bit because I think it's cool with the boardwalk for the kids because they can do a little bit more. So I haven't been like to that many beaches, but I'm open like for all suggestions to get like to new beaches, to get like to new areas and all this stuff. But I mean, like we say, it always have to be something for the kids and have to be food there too.
So I actually worked on the boardwalk for my entire childhood. Have you ever been into the surf mall? Like that big open, like it has a movie theater front.
Yeah.
I used to work right in there, and I actually made shaved ice for my entire childhood. So that's what I did. So I am a fan of Ocean City, but put in the comments where you think Kai should go to the beach, because I say Ocean City. I like Strathmere too, which is between Sea Isle and Ocean City. Strathmere is really fun. I actually also used to work at a restaurant there, and that's really fun. It's on the beach, a lot of places for the kids to hang out and run around. But where's your beach of choice, Mark?
Growing up, I always went to LBI, so Long Beach Island.
That's a little further.
It's a little further from here, a little closer to Central Jersey. A lot of stuff to do for kids as well. I didn't work there, so I don't have the same affiliation that Sage does, and maybe Sage can be the next guest on the podcast, and we can talk about everything else she did growing up. But yeah, no, I would go LBI.
But you also know now how it is with kids, you know?
I love it.
The long drive, it's tough already. So there will be a lot of crying already in the car.
That's a good point.
You
Like
always
the
have
closest
to go
beach
like the
is the
closest
best
beach,
That's
and
right.
like then the weather is the next problem, that you need like a shade because the kids can't stay the whole time in the
Always.
sun. So I'm more like a pool guy.
Yeah.
You're building a pool, right?
Yes.
That's exciting. A lot of backyard barbecues in your future.
It's already barbecues a lot, but like hopefully with the pool now it will be even more.
Are you the grill master of the neighborhood?
Yes.
Yes.
Most of the time when I do it at home, I let nobody go on my grill. But like often we also try to do it away because then you don't have to do the clean up stuff and stuff like this. So I like this stuff more.
So I have something actually that you might be able to use. I ordered German curry ketchup because I was planning to do we were planning to do a video with Leon, but unfortunately he got injured. But now I have a giant bottle of curry ketchup.
I take it. My kids love it. Jenny loves it. They just eat curry ketchup. I 100% take it.
Are you serious?
100%.
All right. Well, I brought it back in my suitcase from Clearwater, so I have a ginormous bottle.
That's perfect.
Oh.
Like we also have to order it always like from Amazon or wait for like guests which are coming, because like last time when Liam was home, he came back and we said, please bring us curry ketchup, and he came up with like a small bottle, and we said, Leon, that's enough for like 2 days probably for the kids. So
Wait, what do you put it on?
they eat it with everything. Like they eat it like with their chicken nuggets, with all kind of meat. Yesterday we were just doing a barbecue. They are like my older one, Liam, he's eating like ketchup with the meat. So he's not eating meat with ketchup, he's eating ketchup with meat. So
I've had this big bottle the whole time. I didn't.
you should just try it. Maybe you like it more than ketchup.
What should I put it on? What's?
If you eat like
A
chicken, meat, everything.
All right, I will give you a review of.
You try it, and then if you don't like it, you just give it to me.
All right, perfect. That sounds like a plan.
So we give Julian mate, and Kai gets some curry ketchup.
I know
Yeah.
we should
We're
have.
giving gifts out.
Yeah, exactly. That can be that's your gift for
That's
joining us
nice.
on the
That's
podcast
nice.
today. Curry ketchup.
But I don't like it, but my kids love it.
You just gave it a glowing review. I feel like.
Yeah,
You
my
don't-
kids love it. So
All
I'm
right.
not a big ketchup guy, so.
All right, I'll have a review for you so soon. That's all we have. Thank you so much for coming on today and telling us a little bit more about who you are when you're not on the pitch.
Thank you. Really, I had a lot of fun. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.